Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. And welcome once again to another episode of Daily Immigration Dose. Yes, today is Thursday, and I'm very happy that you have joined us. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on X. And please feel free to join us and participate in this conversation by commenting wherever you're watching. And better even, if you can join us on call, it will be awesome. You know what you can do? You can call us on this number, 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988888. So please feel free to join us. And before we head on with today's discussion, I have this very important disclaimer, and that is by watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including comments, is not professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. So, yes, with that, let us kickstart our episode of Daily Immigration Dose for today. And to help me in today's episode, I got none other than my co host, Sam. So, welcome, Sam. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Nipasa. Thank you so much. And I think it's great. Everything has been going great. We already have two shows today, one with attorney Sophie Alcon, and the other one was attorney Uma Mantravadi. So it was quite a busy day, and it was like those shows were really good. We got lots of engagement over there. The best part was that. So I think
Yes.
our viewers should go ahead and look into those shows, as the Uma Mantravadi show I hosted, and the topic was about ending the birthright citizenship. So it was very informative. It was really, we have discovered a lot of different topics, a lot of different reasons. So it was really informative, and it was so grateful that we got to know so much from that episode. So it was like that. Yeah.
Yes, very nice. I also followed the show with attorney Uma Mantravadi. Great show, really. And yes, folks, check it out. You can also check out the other webinar we had. It was with none other than Sophie Alcon from Alcon Law. It was very nice to have her, and we spoke about merit-based immigration. And is it the future of U.S. immigration under Trump 2.0? That was the topic, and it was really very overwhelming because there was so much information. 1 hour was just not enough. But really, she so patiently took up all our questions, and even audiences joined us. So it was beautiful. Go check it out. I would say our handle is Immigration and Jobs Talk Show. We are on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on X. So go check them out, and you can also comment there if you have any questions, and we can take them up in our shows with different attorneys. Yes, and get you great answers from these experts. So yes, with that, let us start our show for today. And as always, we will have some news updates, and only then go ahead with the discussion on today's topic. So I think I'll go first with our news for today. And I have a couple of headlines that I need to share. So, first off, is Trump's executive orders, immigration, WHO exit, and even so many others, everything shaping his presidency. So, yes, his return to the Oval Office, President Donald Trump wasted no time, reshaping key policies with a series of sweeping executive orders. Among the most significant actions are new immigration curbs, curbs, including reinstating the Remain in Mexico policy, targeting birthright citizenship, and designating criminal cartels as terrorist organizations. And beyond immigration, Trump has withdrawn the US from the Paris Climate Agreement and the World Health Organization, citing mismanagement and prioritizing American interests. He also paused offshore wind leasing, reinstated fossil fuel projects, and ordered federal agencies to remove diversity and inclusion initiatives. So, yes, in other moves, Trump also pardoned several January 6th Capitol riot defendants and created a controversial advisory group, the Department of Government Efficiency, that is DOGE, led by Elon Musk. Well, critics warn, these actions signal a dramatic shift in domestic and international policies, sparking legal battles and public debate. So that was one of the updates I have. And another one is, U.S. House passes Lake and Riley Act and mandates detention of undocumented immigrants. So, yes, in a significant legislative win of President Trump, the U.S. House has passed the Lake and Riley Act, mandating the detention of undocumented immigrants accused of theft or violent crimes, and named after a Georgia nursing student tragically killed by a Venezuelan migrant. The bill passed with bipartisan support in a 263 156 vote. So while proponents hail it's a major step in immigration enforcement, critics highlight the lack of funding in its potential to burden federal authorities and undermine due process rights for migrants. The bill also empowers state attorneys general to, challenge federal immigration decisions, sparking concerns over increased partisanship in immigration policy. And implementation of this act is estimated to cost nearly $27 billion in its first year, a figure yet to be funded, by the way. And as debates continue, the bill now heads to President Trump's desk for final approval. So, what do you think is going to happen, folks? You can comment. And yes, moving on, I have another one, and that is, Trump, sorry, Jay Shankar backs U.S. Deportation of undocumented Indians amid Trump's immigration crackdown. So, India's External Affairs Minister S. J. Shankar has expressed support for the U.S. deporting undocumented Indians as President Donald Trump ramps up measures to curb illegal immigration. And speaking during his visit to attend Trump's inauguration, Jay Shankar reaffirmed India's firm opposition to illegal migration while emphasizing the country's commitment to legal mobility and opportunities for Indian talent globally. So, yes, Trump's recent executive orders also intensifies immigration enforcement, including immediate deportation of migrants crossing the southern border without legal protection. And this directive bypasses immigration judges and asylum officers, raising concerns about US adherences to international law. Well, migrants from non Mexican origins will face detention pending deportation, and those with criminal records are subject to prosecution. And the CBP One app, previously assisting migrants with entry appointments, has also been deactivated, by the way, leaving uncertainty for those seeking asylum. And Jay Shankar, on the other hand, also highlighted India's consistent stance, against illegal mobility and assured U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio of India's principled approach to migration issues. So those would be some of the updates from my end, and there will be more updates from Sam. So Sam, please go ahead with your news updates.
All right. Thank you so much, Napasa, for letting us know about these very important news headlines. And I'm sure our viewers are getting to know more about it. And with that, friends, I also have some very important and very most attentive news as well. And that's about Judge blocks Trump order on birthright citizenship. So I think this is a very important news, and most of the people were very much concerned about like what legal authorities are going to be there regarding the birthright citizenship. And right now, we are going to understand that there's a temporary restraining order from judge side. So a federal judge has blocked President Donald Trump's executive order seeking to end the granting of American citizenship to children born to foreigners in the U.S. During a hearing Thursday in Seattle, U.S. District Judge John Kaffinar issued a temporary restraining order preventing Trump from carrying out his order aimed at ending the birthright citizenship. So it's very clear that U.S. District Judge has said that it's not going to be there and it's not going to be issued. So that's why he put up the temporary restraining order. That means for sometimes he has paused this order, And he said that this is a bluntly unconstitutional order. And 22 states have joined lawsuits challenging Trump's order as a violation of the 14th Amendment's citizenship clause. So, this has been said that Trump has been violating the 14th Amendment citizenship clause, and it's not constitutional as well. So, standing Supreme Court precedent confirms that under the amendment, virtually all children born on US soil are entitled to American citizenship. And Coffiner, an appointee of President Ronald Reagan, said the president is so clear that he was surprised that the Trump administration had been able to find attorneys willing to defend the executive order's legality. A spokesperson for the Justice Department did not immediately respond to requests for these things. And then also Trump administration has dispatched the acting head of DOJ Civil Division and tried to starve off all the immediate judicial ruling blocking the executive order right there. This court should not rush to judgment on a manufactured timeline. And they also call the executive order, an integral part of President Trump's recent actions. And these were the cases that were have been not very much in favor towards the US people and also the US court that we have been seeing now, because there are so many, I won't say exactly the positive sides or exactly the negative sides, but there are so many things that's going to impact not only the immigrants but also the legal people over there a lot. So what is it, how is it going to impact? I think we have to look for all the time, we have to give some time for this, and we have to see that how the judges are going to talk upon it, what the decisions are going to be made, and how the executives are going to take order in these situations. Also, there's another news, friends, that I would like to cover, and that's about UK teenager jailed for a minimum of 52 years for Southport girls murder. So this is actually a news that has taken place quite a long back time, and we have been covering that in our channel as well. And the declaration of the murder case, the impact that's going to be like 52 years for Southport girls. So it happened like a British teenager who killed three young girls at a Taylor Swift theme dance event was jailed for at least 52 years on Thursday. For an attack, Prime Minister Keir Starmer also called one of the most harrowing moments in Britain's history. Also, Axel Rudakubma, 18, admitted killing the girls and stabbing 10 others last July in the northern English town of Southport, an atrocity that shocked Britain and was followed by days of nationwide rioting. So, prosecutor Diana Heer told Liverpool Crown Court that Ruda Kubna was obsessed with violence and genocide, and the two of his victims suffered such terrible injuries they were difficult to explain as anything other than sadistic in nature. So, Judge Julian Goose said that Ruda Kubna should serve a minimum of 52 years. He said he could not impose a full life sentence as she was just 17 years old when the attack happened, and he was unlikely ever to be released. Twice during Thursday's hearing, Ruda Kubna was removed from the dock after shouting he was unwell. He refused to return to court to hear his sentence, and the court was shown harrowing footages of screaming girls fleeing the building. One bloodied girl also collapsed outside over there and provoking gas and sobs from the court's public gallery. There's also a sentence that has been said by the Liani Lucas, 36, the yoga teacher. He targeted us because we were women and girls, vulnerable and easy prey. So these are certain comments, these are certain incidents that took place over there, and it's so hard to accept that because of these illegal immigrants. There are so many, the criminal activities that's happening around the world. And I think that's also why US is taking a lots of steps towards it, and we are seeing a lots of changes, not only in terms of the legal activities, but also in terms of what's happening in the constitution. as Donald Trump is more about to change the 14th Amendment of Constitution. And that's what there are lots of changes, there are lots of updates that's happening around the world. So stay tuned, friends, because it's very important to stay updated. And with that, I would also like to say that, Nepasa, we should come back to our topic because right now we have covered a lot about the news updates that's happening around the world. So I think
Absolutely.
without any further ado, let's start with our today's topic, and that's about Trump's stance on irregular immigration. What does it mean for US India relations? So I think today our topic is going to be very interesting because finally we are going to talk about how the US and India relation is going to be, especially after so much happening around because our notifications are filled with Trump, Trump, and Trump, right? So
Right.
there's a lot to
Right,
discuss.
right. I mean, it's only day three, and he has signed so many executive orders, so many updates. Every second you open a page, I mean, every minute you open a page, there is a new update, you can say. So, well, I think it goes without saying that President Donald Trump definitely is aiming to, overhaul the immigration system altogether. And all of these new things are only and mostly saying that, or even if not directly or indirectly, they are definitely having an impact on immigration. So, yes, these orders have actually left so many immigrants and their families, um, you know, in a dilemma of what to do, or they are in fear, they are having a sort of a panic attack, as in what to do, right? Not all, but so many of them out there. And the questions keep coming. Everybody is so confused because these are some new things and new changes that are very
Right.
much promised that they are going to come up in the coming future, in the next few days, you can say. So
Because
yes, I mean,
It wasn't just
yeah.
about like before Trump swearing in as the 47th president, before arriving to the office, we all were predicting that it's going to be hard for the illegal immigration and illegal immigrants has to suffer a lot, and it will be a very tough time for them. But
Mhm.
now, there are also certain challenges for the legal immigrants as well, those who have been with the H-1B visa or the TN visa or the L-1 visa or any temporary workers. So it's another challenge for them as well, because there are different things. If latest, the most important and the hot topic about ending the birthright citizenship. If we
Yes.
talk about that, then it's not only applicable to the illegal immigrants; it's also applicable to the legal immigrants. Though
Right.
that's very sad and that's quite unfair also. But there's also lots of misuse and abusing things also that happen regarding the system, and I think it's very important to clear up all those chaotic situation that took place during these 10 to 15 years and that had actually ruined the immigration system as a whole of US.
Mhm.
And it's very sad to know that there are lots of criminal activities and lots of illegal activities that took place during these 10 to 15 years of US, and that's why I think Trump is now very much aggressive towards all these criminal activities, and he doesn't want to take any chance that there shouldn't be any possibility regarding any illegal activity right now in the US, and that's why he's taking these bold steps. What do you think about it?
Yes, very much. And I think so many executive orders have been passed, and these are really spreading so much debates, controversies. Everybody is, most of them, so many people are against so many um, measures that Trump is going to take up, and what he has signed already. Some of them, especially with the January 6th Capitol riot, so many
Yeah.
people are against that. And also about birthright citizenship. I mean, it's not really fair, to so many out there. So, yes, but I'm sure like there are reasons why Trump has taken this sort of a decision to implement this soon.
Mhm.
And he really wants to stop abuse. But then at the same time, if you see in the other hand, he's been saying that he supports H1B because he really wants the top talent from across the globe to come to the US, and he's sure is going to support that for sure.
But I think
So
that's what making the situation more confusing and more chaotic. I mean, don't you
yes,
think that this ending the birthright citizenship, I mean, we all are understanding the facilities and the better things, that what I mean, the immigrants, the legal immigrants, they were getting. It's not just what they were getting, but also what they were giving to the nation. They were contributing a lot to the US economy. And now,
yes.
on
I
the
think
other
at least
hand,
one of the parents will have to have a will have to be a green card holder, right?
yeah, that's what. But I think even that also they'll be having some certain challenges. And there are certain things, if you have the H1B visa and if you have been for 10 to 15 years, still that this won't be, that process won't be that simple, or you won't be that, short and clear that yes, you're a legal immigrant over there. It's still
Hmm.
a point of a question to their status, to their citizenship, from where do they belong. So there are
Hmm.
lots of things that's happening, and I think as we will talk more and more, we will dive into our topic and we'll get into the details. So yeah, I think that's
Yes.
what we should.
Sure thing, yes. And I think without further ado, because we are going to talk about what it means for US India relations, right? And how it's going to impact. So, if you talk about, US, they have been raising irregular immigration in bilateral talks, right? We've been hearing in the news that I mean, they have been saying that India has had very irregular immigration patterns, and newly appointed U.S. Secretary of of the state, Marco Rubio, emphasized that the administration's concern about irregular immigration, and during the discussions with, of course, S.J. Shankar, our Indian External Affairs Minister, and this happened in Washington D.C. Rubio really highlighted the goals that U.S. has to address the visa overstays and unlawful migration. And India really responded with a firm commitment to really facilitate the return of these nationals found to be in the US illegally. So, yes, provided their Indian citizenship is verified, of course. So, I think, do you think India is doing a good thing? That, yes, like, what else can they do, right? If they the illegal immigrant, I mean, people who have overstayed, especially, or these unlawful migrants here in the US, they are
Mhm.
here and they have been living for too long. They're getting deported, and India, on the other hand, is going to be taking them back and supporting the system. Isn't it a good thing, or
I
you think
mean,
it's
of course, sure. I mean, why not? Because if the ministers, from India only, if they are considering, and he only said in the meeting that happened just yesterday also, he said in the meeting, right, that they are in the favor of the legal immigrants and they want to have a better immigration system for Indians as well, because he wants to have more skilled immigrants, he wants to have more skilled Indian immigrants, talented Indian immigrants, right? So that shows that he is very much passionate towards the Indian skilled workers. And that's what, he said that he is not supporting the illegal Indian immigrants at all. He's also against to this statement, and I think nobody likes about it. But on the other hand, we should also look upon those illegal Indian immigrants, because they all are there due to some reasons. They are not there, they are not suffering over there because they are very passionate about going to US, because there was something that they weren't getting something from their country, right? There may be some financial issue, there may be some land issue, or something on the other. There were some major issue that they had faced, and that's why they shifted to US, right? And till now also they are living there as an illegal immigrant. So they have been suffering a lot, and it's not a very pretty life that they are, I mean, living over there. But it's something that they should also understand, and that's what I think Foreign Minister Shankar is considering, and that's why he is on the statement that he's going to take back all the illegal Indian immigrants back to our country, so that at least the India and US relation won't have any problems, or won't have any I would say hesitant towards each other, because it's very evident that 70% of Indian community are in the US after Mexicans and Vietnamese. And
Yeah.
more legal. I mean, there are extremely legal Indian immigrants, and there are also extremely illegal Indian immigrants. So it's like balance to both of them.
I don't know if we should talk about balance there because, if you talk about the illegal immigration or um, migrants who are here in the US, from India and who have overstayed for way too long. I mean, 1 year is okay, but 10 years, 12 years, or even more, how are they going to reason? Why didn't they get themselves documented properly, with all legal things? But what is really affecting, it's like the reputations of both the countries,
That's
especially
true.
India. How, I mean, these because of them, even the people who have all the documentation, right, who are living legally and abiding by the law, they are also having a bad reputation because of this.
Right.
So even they are being questioned, or they are looked, side-eyed. So what else can I say? It's definitely affecting the reputation of the country
That's
as
true.
well.
And
Yeah.
that feels so bad, because there's one country. I mean, it's like two sides of the country. India has been a very developing country, has been a very growing country right now, right? And on the other hand, if we are going to see that there are so many illegal Indian immigrants over there, and on the other hand, we are seeing that there are 70%, I would say, H1B workers in the tech industry, in Tesla company, in SpaceX. So it's a very proud moment as well. But when we hear the other news that there are illegal Indian immigrants, so many, so it's a very, I would say, we feel so sad. We feel disheartened about these news as well. So it's very hard to understand that what's actually going and who is right and who is wrong. But there should
Mhm.
be, everything should be very systematic, and that's what Trump is now bringing those things up. Maybe it won't be that much fair, it won't be that lenient, but I think he has left with no other option right now, and that's why he is taking these
Yeah.
bold steps. These such a aggressive actions he is taking right now, that even the judges, they are putting pause onto his executive orders. That shows
Mhm.
that how much aggression he has right now towards the illegal immigrants, and how passionately he wants to remove them, I would say just throw them out of his country. And that's what his main motive is right now.
Yes, yes. And what is also getting affected is the trust between India and United States. So I think very well, put up by S.J. Shankar, that the strong trust between these two nations is really important, and describing it in a very systematic and reinforced way, by where you can talk about the chemistry between the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, and of course our President-elect Donald Trump. And he also noted like a shared appetite to set higher goals for relationship, and
Yeah.
this mutual trust that they need in each other, because they are planning for more collaboration, right? Advanced collaboration, and especially when you talk about H1B for that matter, or Shankar even mentioned about a faster visa processing, to support these mutually beneficial legal mobility, which is very,
Right.
very important. And if you talk about India, then I think they have like a 400 plus day wait for US visas in India, and it's a real challenge, how to go about this. And yes, so let's see what happens. But let's see. I mean, India, US India. Um, I really hope that relations get better, and yes, I think we should definitely take up commons now. What do you say, Sam?
Absolutely. I was about to say that only.
Okay, then you can go ahead and
Okay, I
let's
think I can take the Sudhir's comment, and you can take ahead with Sahil. So Sudhir is here, and Sudhir is saying that how might stricter US immigration policies, including an end to birthright citizenship or deportation of undocumented immigrants, affect diplomatic ties with India, considering the large Indian diaspora in the US? Could these policies impact negotiations on trade, technology, and defense, areas where US India relations have traditionally been strong? I don't think, Sudhir, that there would will be any negative impact, or there will be any negative relationship towards the US and India, because India itself wants, all the illegal immigrants to be back to its own country, and that's what US is also asking for. So when there's a mutual understanding, when there's a mutual decision, I don't think that there's any other reason to get into a conflict, because if India would be demanding something else, and if US would be demanding something else, then the conflict occurs, and that's how the dispute between the two nations take a place, right? But it's not going to be that way. I think it's going to be a very systematic way, and that's how it should be. I mean, we should be happy that at least those illegal Indian immigrants are coming back to our country, deporting. They are not going to jail, because I think there's also good relation between US and India. That's why maybe not Trump is going to take these steps. So I think, yeah, that's what I can put up. And Nipasa, please go ahead and take Sahil's comment.
Sure thing. And now Sahil's comment. So Sahil is saying, if the Trump administration moves on deportations, among the first affected could be the 20,407 undocumented Indians as of November 2024, who
Mhm.
are either facing final removal orders or are currently in detention centers of the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that is ICE. Of these, 17,940 paperless Indians are not in detention but are under final removal orders. That's right. And another 2,467 are in detention centers under ICE's operations and removal operations. Yes, ERO. So very true, and thank you for those status and updates. And those are very, very true, Sahil. So thank you so much for bringing that up. And I mean, 20,407 is no joke, and this is just the current. But what about the many others out there, right? So what's going to happen is I'm sure thing that this is going this 1800 almost approximately they are going to be deported, and like Sam has said already earlier, and I have also mentioned as to what S. J. Shankar has also said, that they are going to be accepting and they are going to see that the process is smoother, as they are going to be welcomed back to America, India. So let's see what's going to happen. But about these figures, he also, Jay Shankar also emphasized that deportation decisions should only proceed after proper validation of the individuals. Because only and only if these individuals can be proven that they are of Indian origin, that they would be welcomed back. And under the Trump's administration, of course, deportations are expected to be more visible and high profile also at the same time. And it's going to be contrasting with the low key approach of the previous administration. So it's going to be very much highlighted, and it's little shameful, I would say. And we are going to see this on the news, I think. And since they're already in detention centers and they're already in the final removal orders, I think it's not going to take that long anymore.
That's right. Okay, I think thank you so much, Sahil, for letting us know about these stats, and I think these were very important because we actually didn't get the figure, and that's what you mentioned about the undocumented Indians, immigrants, and then also how many were there paperless. So I think it was great, and thank you so much for putting those up. I think I should take Arjun's comment, and Arjun is asking about, like, has the start of India-US relations under the 47th US President Donald Trump been marked by uncertainty? Does this suggest that New Delhi's partnership with Washington over the next 4 years may face turbulence and unpredictability? I don't think, Arjun, that there will be uncertainty kind of thing regarding the India and US relationship. Uh, I won't say exactly now. I'm not very much confident because nobody is very much confident regarding Trump's statement and Trump's action. But till now, whatsoever, we have been through the documents, we have been through the news updates. We have seen that there's not much, I would say, restriction or hostile relations towards Indians. From U.S. Side, and we hope that in future also we won't be seeing any I would say any difference of opinion regarding these two nations, because these two nations right now are ending up on the same decision and having the same conclusion over what to do with the Indian illegal immigrants. And that's what it is, and I don't find right now that there's going to be any uncertainty. But for the future, we can't predict, we can't say anything with that. So stay tuned and stay updated with all the latest updates that's going to happen, and we'll make sure that we keep on having shows, having live sessions, and having videos regarding all the latest updates that's happening around the world, especially in the field of immigration and global politics. So do like, share, and subscribe to Immigration and Jobs Talk Show, because that's very important for you. So yeah, I think that's all, and we have received the comments from Sudhir, Sahil, and Arjun. And thank you so much, friends, for participating in today's session and bringing these very important points. So yeah, I think that's all, and we can move ahead with our next topic. So Napasa, please go ahead and proceed with the other topic or other content that you would like to highlight for today's session.
Sure. I mean, it's talking about India's growing diaspora in the US. When you look at it, I mean, in the past decade itself, I think Indian origin population in the US grew over by like 50%.
All right, that's huge.
I'm so sorry. Okay. So, yes, 50% is huge. And, it reached about 4.8 million as of 2020. And now it's like 5 years. So, it must be so much more. So if you look at it, there's a significant number of Indian students as well. It's over like one third of nearly 1.3 million studying abroad in 2022. So you know what? It's still like Indians still love to go to the US. They still have the American dream and they still want to go to America no matter what. So yes, I think India's position also as the fifth largest country with robust GDP growth has not stopped hundreds of thousands of its citizens from seeking better opportunities abroad. So yes, economic disparities. If you talk about professional ambitions, and the American dream thing, it continues. So it's nothing like it's going to change for that matter. And also like there are so many people out there, and when you also talk about the birthright citizenship and how it's really going to affect Indian nationals as well, and even US Indians, well, I think it's very much going to affect because if I look at the stats and whatever the news has to say, well, the proposed re-evaluation of the 14th Amendment has really caused panic also among Indian Americans, because approximately 5 million Indian Americans live in the US, out of which only 34% are US born citizens, while the rest of them are immigrants. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's true.
And the policy, could really, really affect children born to Indian parents out there who are working on H-1B visas or are undocumented immigrants. So you can only imagine the panic it has caused to so many millions out there. 18,000 is just a little, the first few batch who are going to be deported. But what about these who are also coming in the line next, maybe? We don't know.
That's true. And
And
even
families have relied on birthright citizenship for a long time to secure legal status of their children, and they
yeah,
are really uncertain of their future right now. What's going to happen?
that's so true. That's a very concerning issue right now. That's in most of our minds, most of our thoughts. We are really concerned and we are really worried about what's going to happen. But also, Nepasa, yesterday I had a live session with one of the attorney who was Marcelo Gondim, And he clearly mentioned it that it's not a very good idea right now that people should go ahead and look for the American dream, because he said that America is not going to be very much friendly towards the immigrants. Doesn't matter whether it's legal or the illegal. For the legal, obviously, the procedure and all is different, but still, he didn't suggest it, that go ahead and look for the American dream. He said that the immigrants or the people, those who are looking to settle into a different country, the foreign workers or the foreign people, they can go ahead and look for some other countries other than America. So I think this is a big statement, that if any attorney, if he puts up the statement that US is not going to be very much friendly for the immigrants. So I think there's something that needs to be highlighted, and it needs to be put up, in front of our viewers, because they should also know what's the exact scenario or what's the implications they might have if they go to US right now. And everything, the immigration system is so chaotic right now, and it's so full of concern, full of worriedness. So there's a lot to
Yes.
discuss and there's a lot to worry about. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think a few days back we saw some news, where, Indian nationals have their jobs. They have they've cracked. I mean, it's not just a small position, a big position in one of the big tech giants out there. But she couldn't go join work because she wasn't allowed the visa, even after having a very, very clear path ahead. I mean, she just had to shut down her dreams. So, I mean, when I'm not saying don't dream of the American dream, but I would say dream of the American dream, but also have other options so that, when you don't make it there, you at least are not way too heartbroken and you're happier with the other option as well. You shouldn't, I mean, it shouldn't be the end of the world for anyone out there. So, yes, even if not now, but you can keep your American dream alive so that, I mean, even if it's after 4 years or 5 years, you will still want to go there. So, so for the next 4 5 years, maybe, well, I'm not really appealing to that, but I'm just asking you to keep it as an option. And I am really not here to offend anyone. I hope I am not.
I don't think anyone is getting offended by that, because Nipasa, it's a very practical thing, that we are speaking right now. If it's not, these scenarios are not like that, then I think it's better to have different options, different choices. Because right now, the US is actually not that fruitful or not that productive, as how it used to be. So it takes a little time for US also to remove all those illegal immigrants and to make it a good US, how it used to be. Friendly towards immigrants. So it will come back to its original path, because obviously America is the land of immigrants and we can't deny that. So it's going to be
And
that.
I mean, who do we blame, right? I mean, look at some of the immigrants out there who have abused it and who
Right.
have really done unlawful acts and fraudulent activities. Who
Mhm.
else can we blame, right? I mean, these are things that were going to come into them one day or
Yeah.
another, and this is what is happening right now. But because of a few people out there, these mm, how to say, less popular groups, the whole community is facing a challenge. So that is not right. And I would only say that Trump is only taking care like he's taking care of his baby. So of course he'll see that he's going to, make things more transparent and try to keep America safe also at the same time, and see that only people who really, really should be there lawfully are there. So, yes, I think first things first, we're seeing a lot of things happening, and it's very overwhelming because there's so many changes. It's truly, truly, it's so much talk and so much happening, so many orders being passed. Now we just have to wait and watch to see what's going to happen next.
Right. And I think with that, Napasa, we have already covered a lot of topics today. We have took our viewers' comments as well, and it was so good. Thank you so much, Sahil, Arjun, and also Sudhir. So thank you so much, friends. It would be great if you could join us. And I think this platform is free. Go ahead, dial this number, put the access code, and talk to us. I mean, share your thoughts, share your perspective. What you actually think about US immigration system, what you actually think about Trump. So that would be a great conversation that we are looking ahead. But meanwhile, I think we have already covered a lot of topics in today's session. So thank you so much, everyone. It was really great having you all. And thank you so much, Napasa, also for accompanying me and sharing such insightful concepts, insightful thoughts regarding today's topic. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I think that's all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay connected, stay updated. And meanwhile, me and Napasa are signing off for now. So bye bye and take care, everyone.
Bye, everyone.